in the middle of the ocean, where the waves are as high as walls and the salty sea breeze blows in your face. This is not just an ordinary trip. Today, we will follow the hunters of the sea, witnessing breathtaking battles with giant fish. From mighty swordfish, grouper fish weighing tens of kilograms, to dramatic fish pulling, all are waiting for you right ahead. Get ready, because the adventure is just beginning. The line was taut as if about to snap. The hand gripped the fishing rod tightly, every muscle straining against the force from the deep sea. Right next to the boat, the swordfish's black body was clearly visible in the dark water, its long, sharp nose like a spearhead continuously thrashing, tossing up white waves. The sunset dyed the sea surface golden, but the battle was not over yet. If he let go for just a moment, all the spoils and glory would be lost to the bottom of the ocean. Finally, the swordfish was pressed against the boat. One hand held the head tightly, the other quickly threaded the green rope through the fish's gills, tying each knot tightly like tying a defeated warrior. The rope tightened, water splashed, the fish's body still struggled in vain. On the deck, everyone was breathing heavily, but their eyes were shining in this battle. Humans had won. On deck, the fisherman steadily pulled in each loop of line, his eyes fixed on the horizon. In the distance, a sharp black fin rose from the sea, cutting through the waves like a knife. That was the sign the giant fish was right before his eyes. The waves began to ripple, the water swirled, and the real battle was about to enter its most intense phase. The fish was pulled close to the side of the boat, its silver body swirling in the deep blue water. A precise gaff, the hook pierced the solid shoulder. The fish thrashed violently, spraying white water, but the hands on the boat still held tight, not giving it a chance to escape. The shouts rang out, the air on deck was ablaze with victory. Just a few more moves, and the spoils would be theirs. Finally, with a mighty pull, the swordfish's enormous body slid onto the deck, its tail still giving its last swishes. The fishing line was as taut as steel, dragging the huge prize across the deep blue sea. The fish thrashed violently, its heavy body spinning, leaving behind white waves. From the deck, everyone's eyes were fixed on it. Each meter of line drawn in was a step closer to victory. In the vast ocean, man and the sea were still competing with each other. Each decisive pull brought the heavy fish out of the water, the foam still clinging to its body. On deck, a series of other spoils were neatly stacked, evidence of a fruitful day of sea hunting. The sea wind blew strongly, but in the fisherman's heart, there was only a feeling of fullness and joy, the result of strength, skill, and endless patience. The angler gripped the rod tightly, his back leaning forward, every muscle in his arm clearly visible under his shirt. The fishing line plunged into the sea, vibrating with each stroke of the fish below. The waves reflected the sparkling sunlight, but in his eyes there was only absolute concentration. Each turn of the reel shortened the distance, bringing the giant of the deep closer to the deck. The line curved sharply, the tip of the rod vibrated as the pull from the depths increased. Right in front of the boat's bow, a giant white shadow swirled, then gradually emerged through the blue water. The prize was within sight. The silvery light on the fish's body reflected in the sunlight, creating a moment that made every heart on the boat beat faster. Just a little more, and the battle would be over. The boat rocked gently with each wave as the crew leaned over the stern, working together to pull the huge catch onto the deck. The fish struggled violently, sending up white plumes of water behind the boat. The shouts, the crashing waves, and the whistling of the line mingled together, creating the symphony of a conquest on the high seas. With just one more strong pull, victory would be theirs. On the wind-stained green boat, the fisherman's skillful hands hooked fresh prey onto a sharp hook. With a light swing, the fishing line split the air and gradually sank into the calm water. In the distance, the sun was rising, dyeing the horizon golden, signaling the beginning of a new day of sea hunting, full of promise and surprises waiting at the bottom of the deep. The line was so taut it was about to snap. The fisherman's hand tightened and refused to let go. Right next to the boat, the massive body of the fish gradually emerged, its tail wagging strongly, creating green waves. The sunlight reflected on the fish's shimmering scales, signaling that the decisive moment had come. Just one more decisive pull, and the spoils would be neatly on the deck. Not stopping at the first catch, the fisherman quickly slid the rope into the blue water. The second fish, equally large, struggled vigorously, but the hook had already neatly penetrated the gills. Each knot firmly held the fish's body. The sound of the rope tightening mingled with the murmur of the waves. Once again, the experience and power of the sea were fully displayed on the deck of the small boat. Two fishermen stood close to the side of the boat, their gloves gripping the taut fishing line. With each pull, the water bubbled, signaling the enormous force struggling below. They coordinated their movements, stepping back to retrieve the line, their eyes on the deep water, waiting for the moment when the spoils would appear. And so, today's fishing journey has ended with proud spoils. Thank you everyone for accompanying us through the waves, experiencing breathtaking and emotional moments. If you love sea trips like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next adventures. See you again in new seas, with even more dramatic battles.